Alrighty, we are officially recording. Again, thank you everyone for joining us for our December McLean County ROSC Council meeting. It is a pleasure to be with some of you virtually, but we also have some folks joining us in person at our Crossroads location today as well. And we are very excited to welcome Faces and Voices of Recovery to our December monthly council meeting as well. So thank you folks for being here today. I do just want to briefly start off our time by doing some quick introductions, simply just providing your name, but also which agency and sector or that you represent. So we can go ahead and start by doing that, and then we can dive into our wonderful presentation that we have scheduled for today. So Alba, you are the first on my screen. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, you can get us started off today.
Absolutely. So I'm Alba Craig. I am from Faces and Voices of Recovery. I am the Technical Assistant of the National Recovery Institute with Faces and Voices, and it's just really great to be here. So glad to see you all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alba. All righty, Lori, you are next on my screen.
Sorry, I had a little trouble with the unmute. Hi, everyone. My name is Lori Mellinger, and I'm the Technical Assistance Coordinator for the NRI team for Faces and Voices in Recovery.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lori. All right, Chrissy, if you want to go ahead and go next.
Yes, I'd love to. My name is Chrissy Jacob. I'm the Technical Assistance Manager here at Faces and Voices of Recovery, also a person in long-term recovery. Just very happy to be here with so many friendly faces.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chrissy. All right, Barb, you're next.
Hi, I'm Barb Rumleby, and I work here at Chestnut and supporting Livingston County, Ford County, and helping out on McLean County ROSC, which I'm very happy to be here and see everyone. And I'm a person in long-term recovery as well. Just happy to be here. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Barb. All righty. Let's see. Abby, if you want to go ahead and go next.
Hi, everyone. I apologize. My camera's off. I'm doing a little multitasking here, but super excited to still be able to attend. But my name is Abby. I work for an organization called Omni Youth Services, and I work as a prevention specialist project lead. And we run a project called the Prescription Playbook, functions under the SOR or the State Opioid Response Grant. So thanks for having me. Super excited to see some new and familiar faces.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Abby. We're happy to have you here today. All right, Chris, if you don't mind going next.
I am Chris Baldwin. I'm with the Path Crisis Center, so I'm with the database department. For those who don't know, we operate the 211 information referral hotline for the area. And then we also have the homeless services department, although I'm not as connected with that.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. We're glad to have you here today. All righty, Natasha.
Hello, I am also multitasking, so I do apologize, but I am happy to be here. I am the behavioral health specialist at the McLean County Health Department.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Natasha. We're happy that you're here. All righty, I'm going to turn it over to Kat, who's in person at Crossroads. Kat, if you don't mind introducing yourself along with anyone else that might be in the room with you.
Yeah, I'm Kat Hayes. I am the new recovery specialist for McLean County. I have Barb Rumleby, who is over here. She introduced herself. We have Randy Derrick, I can't talk today, from the Center for Community Engagement. Do I have that right? Oh, I got it right. And then we have Jeff Asmus with us, who is our Region 3 Technical Assistant.
Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I think I got everyone covered in regards to introduction. So again, it is a pleasure to have all of you joining us for our December council meeting. Just a friendly reminder that we are now doing our meetings hybrid. So even if attendance in person has been lower, we are going to continue moving forward in that setting for our 2023 meetings. So hopefully you guys will be able to join us in person at some point at our Crossroads location, which is at 448 Wiley Drive in Normal, or as always, you are welcome to join us via Zoom as well. With that being said, I did want to just quickly go over some contact information for our McLean County ROSC at this point in time. So again, my name is Carrie Knapp. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator that's helping support the McLean County ROSC, and my contact information is up there. And like Kat just introduced herself, Kat has recently stepped into a Chestnut Health Systems position. So she is now our recovery support specialist for the McLean County ROSC and helping move forward some of the great work that's happening in the McLean County community. In addition to that, too, we have 2 different McLean County ROSC Gmail, or one Chestnut email, one Gmail email. So you are welcome to reach out to either one of those emails at any point if you need any type of support or need help getting connected to services within the McLean County region. That is what the ROSC is here for. So feel free to reach out and someone from our team will be happy to assist you. And like I said, it is my pleasure today also to have Faces and Voices of Recovery, sharing a little bit about their support services that they offer and the great work that they're doing, not only through the state of Illinois, but also across our nation. So Faces and Voices of Recovery website is provided on the screen up here, but these 3 lovely ladies that are on our phone call today will be also sharing some more information with you. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Alba, Lori, and Chrissy, and I will stop screen sharing my screen, so therefore you guys can screen share yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Awesome. Well, hello again. Since we did do introductions, it's not really necessary to do that again, but I'm Alba and I have Chrissy and Lori here to help facilitate this presentation. And if anybody has any questions, we have time for questions at the end, but if anything burning, comes up, feel free to either put it in the chat or raise your hand and let us know. There's our lovely faces again. And so we wanted to start out today with just a little bit of who Faces and Voices of Recovery is, our mission, vision, values, and a little bit of, the history of the organization. So our mission is really to change the way that addiction and recovery are understood and embraced through advocacy, education, and leadership. And, all of this, the Faces and Voices of Recovery was launched by thousands of people in 2001. So through a series of participatory processes, we were able to create, what we stand for today. Right. And, in terms of our vision, we envision a world where the diverse voices of individuals and families affected by addiction and other substance use disorders are embraced and connected in communities free from discrimination and injustice. And then as for our values, we have them all listed here, but what is the purpose of just listing values if you don't follow through with those? So, we always want to move forward with authenticity, integrity, and, keep all of these things at the forefront, especially when it comes to, wanting to advocate and use activism to make these changes in the world. So making sure we prioritize equity, equality, inclusion, and participation, lead with that servant leadership model that all of us know very well, and focus on the importance of diversity and diverse perspectives to make sure that we're making a place for everybody at the table. All right, and then a little brief history. I mentioned that about 21 years ago, over 200 recovery advocates from across the nation came together for a national summit in St. Paul, Minnesota. And this was where the culmination of more than 2 years of work to provide focus for a growing advocacy force among people in long-term recovery, their families, friends, and allies could come together and push for change. So at the summit, these individuals identified 3 priority areas that would be to end discrimination, obtain equal healthcare treatment, and incorporate family in the recovery process and the importance of their role in that recovery process. And since then, the addiction recovery movement has exploded in the US and across the globe, really. Right. And a little more, as I mentioned, advocacy is such an important part of the recovery movement. So, our work has helped bring much needed increases to two critical programs housed under the Substance Use and Mental Health Services Administration. And one of these Building Communities of Recovery program, which received an increase of $3 million. However, we know that there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. And, continuing to advocate and use our words purposefully is such an important need to be able to expand community-based recovery support services, support and protect the right to individuals for treatment and recovery support services, as well as elevate the role of harm reduction in the recovery movement, as well as purposefully rejecting the harmful practices for justice-involved individuals, especially those disproportionately impacting the Black, Indigenous, and people of color community. And then I will pass it over to Lori.
Thank you so much, Alba. It's really so amazing to be talking to all of you, because I think 20 years ago, would we have been doing this, right? And so what a great time to be in this movement. And what we do is a number of things, right? And so if I could just kind of give you an overview, and it's a lot of words, but we will provide the PDF after the presentation, help remind you of everything that we do. And so I wanted to start with ARCO, the Association of Recovery Community Organizations. And we support that growing network of RCOs, just like the ones that are growing in your state. We're a membership program that brings together new and emerging and established RCOs to build that unified voice of the recovery community. ARCO links RCOs and their leaders with national and local allies through networking opportunities, sharing resources, and we're committed to advocating for more policies that strengthen that recovery community. We also do CAPRIS, which is the council, lots of acronyms that we do. So CAPRIS is the Council on Accreditation of Peer Recovery Support Services, and it's the only accrediting body in the U.S. specifically for RCOs. That mission is to identify and support excellence in the recovery community and qualifying programs. And that's a culmination of years of work by recovery community advocates, like all of you guys, who work out there every day to secure and promote and provide pathways for long-term recovery. So we are committed to asset-based accreditation that's based on principles, fair, balanced, contemporary, and focused on the real world, and inclusion of information and data from peers and leadership in the recovery community. Just like it goes back to our values, it's respectful and authentic, designated around all of your missions and based on strengths. And then we go to everyone's favorite, which is data, right? Everyone has kind of a love-hate relationship with data, but we all know that data drives. And data is just one of those things that really drives the work home, because you can show numbers and show impact. And so we also provide a cloud-based software solution provided by us, by Faces and Voices Recovery, that aids all the RCOs and peer service providers with the tools that they need. And data tells a story. We've all seen personal recovery stories, and we know that storytelling is so impactful, but sometimes that can be difficult to translate into results for organizations that may not be as familiar with recovery. So many funding and partnership opportunities hinge on that ability to demonstrate impact through numbers. And so that's what RDP does for all of you guys. And I will turn the rest over to Chrissy.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Alba. So yes, I'm Chrissy, and it's just so awesome to be here with y'all. This is the best part of my job, that I get to talk to y'all and see you building these communities of recovery, and see where you've started and like just the growth that you've all experienced. I just think it's so beautiful, and it's just such an honor to just witness it and to maybe support it. I would love to. We would love to. And we're going to go over just how Faces and Voices is providing support to Illinois. And these services are provided to you at no cost whatsoever. And there's no limit to the services either. So we can just start. This is just the overview a little bit of what we're doing in the state. We are collaborating with the Department of Human Services, the Division of Substance Use Recovery and Prevention, super. And we just want to create sustainable infrastructure for RCOs through technical assistance and training activities. It can look like a large array of services, and we're going to get into that a little bit more. Next slide. So training, technical assistance, and mentorship, this is what we can offer to the peer workforce, to people in recovery, to people who use drugs. So if you have maybe, you're having groups or something at an RCO or at a ROSC or just something like that, you know what I mean? And we have a free training. You are free to, join that training or pass that information on. Anybody in the state of Illinois is welcome to attend our trainings. And we just encourage that. These aren't just for us, they're for y'all, and they're for everyone, because it's really just so important to us that the peer workforce is robust, but has the skills and the competency to just do a great job so that you don't get burnt out and you recognize the importance of yourself, because without you, we can't do it. We can't save the lives if we don't save ourselves. So I know that for me, I have to do that by talking to people like you and connecting myself back to my why. Why am I here? Right. And I think when I join a training and do some development for myself, that really just gives me the time to enhance my skills, get better at my passion, and try to improve outcomes, which is, I think why we're all here. We want to see people make it. We know the gift. So we do that just through our peer workforce development trainings. And as far as RCOs go, our goal is to increase the capacity and infrastructure. And what that means to me when I hear that, and my dog wants to join in, but what that means to me when I hear that is, we really want to make sure that these organizations are sustainable, that the community is so involved from the ground up, that they're involved in every piece of the participatory process as it grows and builds within the community, because we know when is he out there? We know that when you create something from the ground up, when you're a part of something, you will help sustain it, right? It's a part of you. And so we know that communities are important to the sustaining of organizations that support recovery. Next slide. And more about this. I did want to go a little bit over technical assistance and what that can look like, especially maybe for a ROSC. We know that some of the deliverables within a ROSC are to create that RCO, to have that community developed. And that's something that we've been helping other ROSC councils do. And we do that in a couple ways. We ask that you take an assessment. That's how we like to start. And from that assessment, we build out a technical assistance and strategic plan. At any time during this process, you're welcome to submit a proposal to the state. That is not up to us in any way. We don't control that, but we can help with the proposal process. The state has been very generous and given us a checklist and just let us know what they're looking for. So we're just passing that knowledge to anyone who wants to submit a proposal. So those are a couple of things that we do with ROSC currently to help the state and y'all meet those deliverables. And then technical assistance can look like other things too. And these are the maybe a little more fun things, but it can look like a social media campaign, getting the word out there that there are recovery services in your community, doing a community asset map, right? To learn what intersecting nonprofits or other businesses can help support your growth within the community. And then also just anti-stigma campaigns, doing that research that might be necessary before submitting a proposal. So these are some of the activities that we've done in the past and that we know how to do and more. And then also we have a mentorship program. And our mentorship program is it's really more about cultivating a relationship that is sustainable well past the mentorship program. You know, it's so important that you have somebody who's walked the path of creating an RCO, or just been in your shoes, you know, whatever goal that you're trying to meet. We want to link you with somebody who can really who's already walked that path, you know, who has that subject matter expertise and who's a peer in the area that you need. And so we want to connect you with an individual who can do that. And a mentorship, usually it'll start with 6 one-hour sessions, and those are scheduled at y'all's convenience. We really just take our hands off of that process. There's a manual that is filled out, which is just like a really beautiful guide. There's an application that you would fill out, and that's just for us to know who best to connect you with. But the mentorship program is incredible, and it's available to anyone within the state of Illinois. And more just about our free trainings. We have so many. I know that last year, our offerings were probably our longer trainings, and those aren't always feasible with a full-time job. But we do want you to know that we did take that into consideration. So we do have a series of 3-hour trainings, just one day, 3 hours, still has CEUs, so you can get those. And that looks like the ethics, values, and boundaries. We have a trauma-informed recovery that I think that we just had, but I know that that was one of my favorites, my all-time favorite, actually, that I've ever taken. So, and then we have some more coming. We are going to do some harm reduction training. That's 3 hours, and also reentry supports, and those will be available next year. But that's what we have coming down the line for trainings. And I think there's one more slide. And we can skip it. I just talked about it. And you're going to get a PDF copy of this. So all the links will be in there, but I'll just start. Our development initiatives page on our website is all the information that I just let y'all know. It's a link to every training that's available. It's also a technical assistance request form is in there, and also just our contact information. And then you can sign up for our newsletter, which we have other trainings available for free that are available to the nation. So you're welcome to participate in any of those. They're sponsored by the Opioid Response Network. And you can search ORN, and all the free trainings will come up. So you all have access to, thank you, Natasha. Y'all have access to the ORN and anything Illinois offers as well. And then you can always send your training and technical assistance requests to the National Recovery Institute. You can send it to myself, Lori, Alba, any of us. We are happy to meet any requests. And training can be a part of technical assistance too. So I know sometimes these are opportunities that other ROSC councils will take to provide a training. We do have 1-hour trainings. We have 45-minute trainings. We have 30-minute trainings. So we just get it in where we can fit in. So, but I just wanted to take some time to open it up to any questions.
Chrissy, do I keep this? Okay. I'm sorry. What was the class or the training that said was your favorite? I thought you said something about trauma.
Yeah, trauma-informed recovery. And we did offer that. I think it was.
I can't hear her now.
Oh.
Shoot.
Can you hear me now?
Hello?
No. You can't hear me?
Oh. Hold on, I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, Chrissy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
We can hear you, Barb.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't catch that class that said was one of your favorites.
Yes, it's trauma-informed recovery.
Okay.
And we did just offer it about a week ago, but I think we will be offering that again in the spring.
Awesome. Thank you.
But it's incredible. And then we're also looking to build out a trauma-informed ROSC, recovery-oriented system of care training as well. Yes. So lots of good stuff. Yes, Kat.
I specifically had a question when it came to ARCO versus CAPRIS.
Yes.
I did a research report for the state of Illinois on like how to start an RCO and RCC or the Recovery Cafe National Model.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say, is there something that's better to have as like this seal of approval stamp for grant funding between the accreditation and membership?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something I was confused on for a while. Like Oh, ARCO is the certifying body, which it's not. I learned I had to go a little more in depth. But I'm just wondering from the organizations you've worked with, do they want both of those things for grant funding, one or the other?
What I've seen is that, what makes CAPRIS a little more special is that it is that accreditation, right?
Mhm.
You're an accredited organization where the ARCO is just a membership at this time. So in terms of grant funding, I would say there's like a good, better, best. Good is being even a Faces and Voices of Recovery affiliate, which you can do at any
Right.
time.
Mhm.
You can still put our logo on your website. You can still be affiliate. And then I would say better is ARCO, and then the best is CAPRIS.
Okay, that's good to know because we're looking at starting a recovery community center here in McLean County. And like,
who are you doing that with? I'm sorry. Is there like is it Joan?
Joan Hartman, yeah. Actually, she was my site supervisor during my last term of recovery course. But
Awesome.
I'm working with her and an advisory committee, and it's like, what are those nice gold standard things that we would want?
Right. Because yes, we received her proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes. Thank you all so very much for your presentation today. Truly, it was so nice to hear a little bit of the history, but also just kind of opening it up for some of those services and supports that you guys offer. I think Faces and Voices of Recovery is such a well-known organization, but just having a general reminder of the services and supports that are available to folks is so important too. So we greatly appreciate you being here. Chrissy, I know you made mention to the trauma-informed ROSC training. Is there a specific date that is scheduled for that?
Not at this time. And this is another thing that we do have. I think Kim helped us put this out, but it was like a training survey. And that's going to really influence what we are putting out. I'm going to try and do this twice a year so that we can just, know what y'all need and want rather than saying, this is what you know.
For sure. Awesome.
So we really do love feedback, and any way you want to give us that feedback, we'll take it. An email, some random message on the website, just put, this is for the training team.
Perfect. Thank you for your clarification on that. In regards to your CEUs, what type of CEUs do you guys usually provide with your trainings?
They're always NADAC and IC and RC approved, but we are submitting all of ours to the Illinois Certification Board. So ICB. So we're hoping that will be available 2023, January 1, 2023. That's our goal.
Okay, that's exciting news. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, does anyone else have any final questions for our Faces and Voices representative today?
Hi, Kat.
Yes, Kat.
I'm just curious, and you may not have an answer, why the recovery community organization as opposed to a recovery community center as what Faces and Voices chose as best practices for an organization.
Right. And we don't differentiate between the type of organization in our best practices. We do indicate like RCO or RCC.
Right.
So the type of organization isn't of bearing to a best practice.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So, and I guess RCCs were typically more looked at as connected to a treatment center, maybe more of like a drop-in center kind of.
Okay, yeah.
And then the RCO was a standalone.
Okay, I gotcha.
As far as fiscal goes, though, a best practice is to be a standalone. So that would be
yes.
Okay. And I do love, I'm a sucker for the Recovery Cafe. I love to eat, man.
Don't we all?
So, but anything, I think, as long as it's there and the barriers are zero, helps, right?
Wonderful. Alrighty, any final questions for our Faces and Voices team? Alrighty, thank you so much, the three of you, Alba, Lori, Chrissy, for being here today, for sharing some of your resources. We look forward to getting the PDF version of the slides, and we can send that along to our council members so they have access to all of your websites and how to gain access to some of those services and supports too. So thank you for your time today. It was a pleasure having you on our meeting for a little bit. We wish you a very happy holiday season, and we hope you stay healthy too this holiday season.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
Sounds good. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and reshare our McLean County ROSC PowerPoint. My computer's just being a little slow. Just give me one moment here.
Is it only 4 of us left in the room here?
You know, it's kind of looking like that. Linda may have joined us as well. I know a few other folks had popped off. So I think it is a smaller crowd today, just simply due to the fact that we did move our presentation 1 week earlier.
That makes sense. It was deceptive with as many people as were in. I didn't expect it to like suddenly go down to like cut that much.
Sure. Yes. You know, I'm not exactly sure, where folks went, but I know it is a busy time for everyone. And so that is definitely something that we're considering. So I apologize for the delay here. My computer is just being a little slow. Just give me one moment. Okay, there we go. I apologize for that delay. So we just have a few other updates for you, and then we will wrap up our time today. So we did want to just provide some general crisis hotline numbers and resources for the folks joining us today, but also just to have this available to anyone else that maybe is looking to provide some additional information to people out in the community. So this is just basically a slide put together with a lot of different hotlines and resources that are available on a 24/7 basis. And so we will send these numbers out to you in our meeting minutes for today as well. So you will have quick access to those. But ultimately, we did want to wrap up our 2022 year by providing some resources with faces and voices, but also just sending along a friendly reminder of the different crisis hotline numbers and resources that are available to you. So again, these will be sent out with our meeting minutes today. We did want to take a quick moment to highlight our annual holiday party that took place this last Friday at the Junction. We want to thank everyone that was able to join us at our holiday party. It was really incredible to see the community come together for this type of event. Again, this was held at the Junction, which is a part of Home Sweet Home Ministries in Normal. So this was really just an opportunity of fellowship. There was music, raffles, food, and again, an opportunity to hear from some of our speakers as well. So we were so excited to welcome Matthias Pope as well as Mary Campbell to our holiday party on Friday evening. Both of them just shared a great level of vulnerability with their stories individually with substance use disorder and mental health challenges. And both just provided a wonderful message of hope for the folks in that room on Friday evening. So we were really excited to see such a great turnout, as you see in some of these pictures. In addition to that, we were so thankful to see the community come together from a donation perspective. So we just want to take a moment to thank everyone that you see on that sign, to Avanti's and Flingers on Hy-Vee provided the majority of our food for the evening. But also, as you can see on this slide, Cookies by Design was there as well. And they were able to do some cookie decorating for us that evening. So it was just such a pleasure to have everyone in that room. And Jimmy John's, they donated some cookies. We also had Thrivent of Central Illinois donate drinks for the evening. So again, thank you to everyone who played a part in that process, to some of our Chestnut team, but also to our planning committee with McLean County ROSC too. We could not have done this without all of you. So thank you for your continued support and providing some sober social activities to the McLean County community. Our planning committee is in the process of planning for 2023 events. So we're excited to see what we can do next year. Alrighty. So just a couple other quick updates for McLean County. Again, we are wrapping up some of our events that we've planned. So CAP was able to implement our winter wear accessory drive, which took place this past week, December 5th through December 9th. Kat, if you don't mind, I'm going to turn it over to you for a quick moment to provide an update in regards to that.
Yeah, we collected some gloves and hats and also jackets to go ahead and donate to a local educational organization called Youth Build McLean County. They're an alternative setup for high school, and in addition to students there getting their high school diploma or GED, they also are able to learn a trade. They have construction, healthcare, and IT. So with their construction students, they go out on different jobs, including in the cold weather. So they have available to their students different things they need to keep warm while out doing work in the cold. So we're donating that as a resource for them to supply to their students.
Great. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate you providing an update and all of the hard work that you did to pull that drive together. And thank you for everyone who brought in donations as well. As you can see, they're going to be put to a good cause and go into the hands of some young ones that need some warmer clothing this time of year. In addition to that, like I just mentioned, we are planning for 2023 events. Our planning committee is working together to kind of strategically think what events we want to be a part of in the McLean County region, but also what type of sober social events we also want to plan ourselves. As we wrap up 2023, we do have some grant deliverables that we are attending to. So we are just revisiting our needs assessment. We're not completely redoing that. However, we are just doing some key informant interviews with a few stakeholders in the area to gather some qualitative data. And with that, we're taking all of the results of the ROSC health survey check that many of our ROSC council members completed. And we're pulling all of that data together to reevaluate our strategic plan as we head into 2023. So with that being said, we will be sending along those documents to our council once they are ready. And we anticipate some more updates that first part of January. As always, please feel free to share our social media, but if there's also anything that you want from your organization or any events that you are hosting, please let us know, and we are happy to share those on our behalf on any of our social media platforms. I know there are just a few other folks on this call, but we did want to wrap up our time by just saying if there's any agency updates or any community resources or events that are happening, this is an opportunity to be able to share that with the group. So Chris, I know you're still on our call, and I also see Linda on the call, and there's a few folks at Crossroads. So if there's any, again, community events, updates, things happening that we need to be aware of, we would love to hear from you.
I'm going to spotlight Randy here for just a second for Narcan training.
Perfect.
If you have people in the community, if you want to do something over a Zoom call or whatever, Randy is available to do it. Do you do Narcan training? Or am I saying the wrong person?
I connect them to the person that does it.
Thank you.
I'm
If you're
Narcan County
interested in
personnel.
distribution and training, contact Randy, and we will include her information in the meeting minutes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kat. I think that there was a little bit of an echo there, but what Kat was saying is that Randy Derrick, who is a part of our Center for Community Engagement project at Chestnut, she also manages Narcan distribution for McLean County. So we are happy to provide her contact information in our meeting minutes for today. And if you or your organization is interested in getting your hands on some Narcan, or even if you are seeking a Narcan training, please reach out to Randy, and we're happy to make that connection for you.
This is Linda. Can you hear me?
Hi, Linda. Yes, we can hear you just fine.
I'm sorry, I'm driving. It's pretty bad out here. But I did want to share that on this coming Saturday, the NAACP and Mount Pistol Baptist Church is planning on hosting a giveaway of clothing and gifts. So any families that's still looking for gifts for Christmas and clothes for themselves and also for young people. It's going to be held at Mount Pistol Baptist Church this Saturday from 12 to 4. And we plan on having a black Santa that we will be taking pictures of.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that update, Linda. It sounds like that will be a fun event for the community and a great way of putting some gifts together as well. We will be sure to add that to our social media too. That's something that we can help promote for you. Wonderful. All righty. Any other updates before we wrap up our time today? Okay, perfect. So again, we just want to take a moment to thank everyone for joining us today. I do recognize that it was a smaller group, but please spread the word for our next ROSC Council meeting, and we will be back to normal schedule come January. And our next ROSC Council meeting will be, again, the third Tuesday of January, which is January 17th of 2023, which is kind of weird to say, but I think we'll be getting the hang of 2023 here soon. And again, that will be at 3:30 p.m. Through a hybrid means. So that will be offered virtually through Zoom, but also again in person at 448 Wiley Drive. And then we will also be sending out the meeting minutes from today's meeting along with the resources from Faces and Voices of Recovery. So at any point, if there's anything that the ROSC can do to help support, or if there's any ways that we can connect some services or supports in the community or promote anything for you or your agency, please feel free to reach out to us and we are more than happy to make that connection for you. Alrighty, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm sure we will talk sometime soon. Take care.
Thank you.